You know, one of the toughest things for new bands or artists to get these days is exposure. How can you find out how good you are, and how can people learn that if they can't hear you? One of Boston's better-known hotspots is teaming up with some of Boston's better-known musicians to help change all of that. It's called the Powerhouse Breakout Series, and it's going to be held at the Liberty Hotel starting tonight. Joining us this morning to explain how this is all going to work is Susan Maguire. She founded the series along with blues legend James Montgomery and Sergio Bellotti. He's a professor at Berkeley, a well-respected drummer, too, in his own right. And I want to thank all of you for coming in this morning. Susan, first, let's start. Where did you come up with this idea?
I actually created this in New York in 2007 with the New York Times, and it was called the New York Times Emerging Artist Series. And the premise was established artist introduces emerging artists, and it just took off. And when I moved back to Boston, I saw the need with all these amazing bands and such talented artists. I wanted to continue the momentum.
Yeah. James, how different is it now for guys to get exposures compared to when you were breaking in just a couple years ago?
When I was breaking in, they didn't have electric equipment, so, it was a lot easier to be heard now.
Sure.
I'm not sure that it's too much different. I will say that when we got started, if you were a good band and played great music, that's pretty much all it took.
Right.
Now I think you have to have like producers, and you have to have some kind of deal, or you have to have some kind of marketing technique. But on the other hand, with the with the social network the way it is, I think that you can get a lot more exposure.
Right. Well, there's a lot of that there. You just need a little push to kind of break out from the pack.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
And this is something that can help you do that.
Absolutely. That's exactly what this is about. And I really look forward to being part of it tonight. And when we were getting started, we would sit in with like Junior Wells or Buddy Guy, as a blues person, and that kind of that's what you did back then. People would see you up on stage sitting in. So this is kind of a similar idea.
Sergio, you're over at Berkeley. Give us an idea of how much talent is out there that people just haven't found out about yet.
Unfortunately, too much. But I think this will help to get out and show the amazing talent that comes to Berkeley every year. I mean, number one, it is an international school. Number two, the ratio between how many students we have and the clubs around town is way too little. So we're trying to create a new platform, and I'm excited. This is going to provide that.
Yeah, it's amazing how freakishly good you have to be just to get to Berkeley in the first place. Liberty Hotel, perfect spot for this too, Susan, by the way. But give me an idea, how are bands selected for this so that they're going to play?
A lot of the bands come to the showcases, and they hand me discs, and they're like, take a listen, here's my card, I really want to be a part of this. And that's primarily how it works. Yeah. There is a MySpace, PH Breakout Artists, that also people will send in some music and video. But I will say most of the time, we will pick from the discs that we get, and then we go see them perform live at different shows.
And also, I'll recommend a couple of people as well. I mean, once the word gets out, the great thing about this series is it's free. You got a Friday night on your way to what you're doing later on, or you go there early part of your Friday night, you catch the breakout series, and then you got the rest of the night to go out and do whatever you're going to do. So it should be like a stop on on everyone's Friday schedule.
And quickly, Sergio, what advice do you give bands when they get up there, or an artist? What do you tell them? You got this opportunity, get up there and
do your best. Do your best.
Go for it, that's for sure.
You never know who's in the room.
That's right. We want to tell folks again that's going on tonight, the Powerhouse Breakout Artist Series. It starts this evening at the lobby bar at the Liberty Hotel. That's on 215 Charles Street. And it's going to start at 8 o'clock, but get there early. Admission complimentary, so you're going to have a heck of a night, listen to some great music, and maybe you could say, hey, I was there when it all gets started for this particular band. LibertyHotel.com, of course, for more information on that as well. I want to thank you all for coming in. I know it's going to be great, Susan. Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Thank you.